What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jones at 4K, bringing you guys another Forza Horizon 5 drift tune and build video. Now, in today's video, I was asked to do more of a street build on street tires or stock tires. Keep it around 600 horsepower, so that's what we did. We're going to be using this 1993 Nissan Skyline R32. We're going to get into the build, followed by the tune, and then we're going to take it out to the mountain to see if we can 3-star the zone and also put down 1 million points. All right, so diving right into the build of the car. So for the motor swap, I did try a couple different options, but I ended up using the LS. LS is what I'm comfortable with using. The LS makes torque, makes it a little bit easier to drive. We obviously changed the car from all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive. And then for the boost, I chose the supercharger. And then I went with the wide body Rocket Bunny kit. For the transmission, we went with the race 6-speed transmission. For the driveline, I went with the race driveline. For the differential, I went with the drift differential. On the aero and appearance, we have the Rocket Bunny race rear wing. Now on the platform and handling, we have the race brakes. We have the drift springs and dampers. We have a race front row bar. We have a race rear row bar. We have a race roll cage. And then lastly, we have a race weight reduction. For the tires and rims, we are on a street tire compound. For the front track width, we left it stock at 225. For the rear track width, we left it stock at 225 as well. For the rim size, we have 19s in the rear. For the rim size in the front, we have 19s in the front. And then for the rim selection, I believe they are specialized wheels, and we are using the Work Genosis CV203s. And for the engine components, we have the race intake, stock fuel system, race ignition, race valves, stock camshafts, race exhaust, stock engine block, race pistons and compression, stock supercharger. We have a race flywheel, stock oil and coolant, and we have no intercooler. Then jumping over into the tuning of the car, we have 55 tire pressure. We have 50 tire pressure in the front with 55 in the rear. For the gear ratio, we have a 465 final drive. We have a 300 first gear, a 2.00 second, a 147 third, a 112 fourth, a 100 fifth, and then a 0936 gear. Now for the alignment, we have -5 degrees camber in the front, -0.3 degrees camber in the rear. We have 0.2 degrees toe out, 0 degrees toe in the rear of the car, 7 degrees caster. Now for the roll bars, we have 45 in the front and 40 in the rear. For our springs, we have 504 pound spring in the front with a 448 pound spring in the rear. And then for our ride height, we have the front lifted up to 8.9 and then the rear lifted up to 8.4. For our dampening, we have 13 rebound in the front stiffness, and we have 9.1 for our rebound in the rear. For our bump in the front, we have 7.0, and then for our rear bump, we have 4.9. For our aero, I took the downforce as low as it can go in the front, and then I also took it down as low as it can go in the rear. For our brake balance, we have 85%, And then for our brake pressure, we have 55%. And then lastly, for our differential, we have 100% acceleration with 100% deceleration, giving this car a lock differential. And that was the build. This is the tune. Let's take it out to the mountain. All right, guys, we done made it to the top of the mountain. Let's not waste no time. Let's send the car downhill and let's see if we can 3-star the zone and drop 1,000,000 points. So unfortunately, there's going to be gravatars on the track, which actually they won't be there. But my internet just disconnected. So I mean, a heavy rainstorm just came through. I'm just going to try to get this recorded, guys. I don't know if it's going to let up tonight or not. So I need to get this recorded, because if not, I'm going to be screwed. It's going to disconnect me from the game, and it just ain't going to be worth it. You know what I mean? And I got a time frame. I want to get this done, and I'm going to get this video done. No ifs, ands, or buts about it for you guys. But we're going to talk about this quote unquote, we say street build for this R32. It's okay. It's not bad. It was a little challenging for me. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of struggle with doing street build, grassroots builds and stuff like that. I'm kind of brain dead when it comes to, which I mean the same principles apply. It doesn't change anything. The same principles apply. You know, it just, you have to approach it differently. You know, certain settings ain't gonna work, because if you try to do, you try to crank all the grip into your grassroots car as you do high performance horsepower car, it's not gonna work the same. Your grassroots car is gonna be extremely grippy, and it's just not gonna work. So but it's been so long since I've driven a car with low horsepower and stuff like that. I'm a little. It took a little bit to get it going. I built the S13. I built the S13, and it was extremely grippy. I mean, this car is kind of grippy as well, but I think it's because it's the wide body and the stance on the car. But I mean, I got it to work. I got it to do what I needed to do and still be kind of quote unquote street. I mean, 600 horsepower is that's not a bad amount of horsepower. I mean, it's street a bull, I guess you could say. I mean, nowadays 1,000 horsepower is like the minimum people be having nowadays. So 600 is not bad. It's a really good number. This car, I was asked to build a car like this, for slow tandems, and I'm going to be honest with you. I was doing tandems with this car, and I mean, they're not really slow, but I mean, you can get a really good run with them, So I mean, it's fun to drive. I was driving with my buddy. I mean, we were catching doors, did some figure eights, and the car just drives good. The car drives very good. I mean, it's manageable. You can practice in it. You can get better in driving the car. It's not hard to drive. I mean, I got the suspension set up pretty well in this car, pretty tight, so it's not all over the place. Like it's not super gripped up like I would do my other cars, So it feels good to slow down a little bit and try some cars that are kind of that reminds you where you come from. Cause like I said, I'm different, man. I mean, if I could put 1,000 horsepower plus in it, I'm going to do so. I don't care. That's what I like to do. But I mean, to jump back into something with 600 horsepower on a small tire. I mean, I'm on the stock 225s. It's fun. It's fun to do. I mean, I miss driving cars like this. So I mean, it seems like nowadays that kind of stuff is kind of far-fetched, but looks like we're going to be able to squeeze out 1,011,000. I mean, it was close. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little concerned there for a minute, and I did it at nighttime. And if you guys are new to the channel, I do struggle with nighttime driving. I have bad depth perception, and I just can't see sometimes. But we did pretty good there, man. I mean, I will say this. I will be engaging in more 600 horsepower ish cars, stock tire or street tire cars, because it's fun. I mean, it's fun. You forget how fun it is. You can slow down, and then just enjoy driving. I feel like when I'm in my high horsepower cars, I'm always geeked at driving. Like I'm just geeked and ready to go. So I mean, this is a different change. I'm glad it was requested. I think it was actually requested It was probably requested like twice by the same person, and I'm very grateful for it, man. I mean, I really appreciate it. I had fun building this car. I actually had fun building the S14 as well. I mean, the S13 as well. I mean, just going around driving these low horsepower cars, it's exciting. You know, I do miss it, but it's not really my style. So don't judge me if you don't see too many more of these builds. I am kind of running out of cars to build. I was thinking about building some of the race cars that we have, but I don't know. Like at the current moment, I don't know what I want to build really. But guys, that is gonna be it for me. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, as we are continuing to grow and we are working to get our YouTube partnership back. I do appreciate all the love and support you guys have shown me thus far, and I'll see you all in the next video.